3, 2, 1.
Go!
Boom. 4-time with Myriad. You have your hostesses with the mostesses, Jared
And Anna.
Today we are going to be talking about a little bit of advice, I would say, some actions that we're going to put on onto people, I guess you'd say.
Sure, yeah.
Also, quick little thing I want to throw out. We are live action, so people may be walking in and out. That's the goal of this moving forward as well. There might be some photo bombs in the back. That's okay. Our logo got changed as well. The logo used to have a line in it, and now it's officially the logo. My chair is a lot lower, so now Anna's taller than me. Just a lot of things happening right now. So the goal of today is I'm going to put you on the hot seat first.
Yeah, sure.
In that realm. The goal today is to talk about when you have a brand new client, or maybe not even a client, maybe it's just a family member, someone out there, and the avatar is they don't really do fitness, they don't really do a whole lot of healthy things, so to speak. They want to make change, they want to build habits, they want to do something better for their life. What is the very first thing you tell this person, or very first piece of advice? How do you get them moving in the right direction to build better habits? Does that all make sense?
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the things that the fitness community can be is intimidating. There's a lot of information out there, and the people who are like the most perhaps intense, or that people look up to as like these super fit humans, have these crazy complicated routines. It can feel like a lot of overwhelming stuff if you are someone who's like starting at zero. So my advice is to keep it simple and just start moving. And I don't even mean with formal exercise. So it doesn't mean you have to join a group fitness class. It doesn't mean you have to start lifting weights, but that could look like waking up and going for a walk around the block by yourself, with your dog, with your kids, with your partner. That could look like parking further away from your place of work and walking closer, walking into your building. That could look like taking the stairs instead of an elevator, just getting moving. So the blue zones, if you've heard of that, are places around the world where there is a really high portion of people who are centenarians, or people who live to be over 100. And in most of those communities, there isn't really formal exercise. Like, there's not CrossFit gyms there. The people just move in their day-to-day lives. They have gardens, they walk a lot, they sit on the floor, so they're getting up and down off of the ground a lot. And that can be enough to get you started. It doesn't mean that down the road you can't add in more of the complex things. You can eventually start adding high intensity work, eventually start adding lifting weights, but starting with the simple, just like moving a bit more, is a great place to start. So
yeah, and I thought, bringing up the blue zones, if you haven't seen it yet, there's an awesome Netflix documentary. I think it's called Life in the Blue Zones, or Origins of the Blue Zones.
I think if you just type blue zone, you'll probably find it.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a huge takeaway for me, was the fact that like a lot of these individuals are gardening. They're, it's just their plan de vida. Their plan of life is to keep themselves moving throughout, because they're, herding sheep or herding animals. And it's just really neat to see like there's movement throughout the entire day. Yeah. And it's not dedicated exercise. In fact, one of the things he talks about is the United States may have it a little bit wrong, or some of these countries may have it a little bit wrong, where we focus on exercise being like our movement, where a lot of the centenarians, it's just movement is a part of their life. And it's a really cool piece.
Well, and that's something I tell people who have a good routine in the gym, but they're still not seeing the results that they want. It's amazing to work out 3, 4, 5 times a week, but if that's all you're doing is that 1 hour in the gym 3 to 5 times a week, that's only 5 hours of movement.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting at a desk the rest of your days and sitting in a car commuting to work, you have a lot of missed opportunities to make gains and live a healthier lifestyle. So that's something I talk about even with people who do have some formal exercises. You should still be moving outside of the gym.
Yeah.
So Jared,
Go for it.
yeah, do you have anything to add on mine?
No, I think
Okay.
we covered it.
Well, we're gonna flip, and I want to know what is something that you tell people getting started with fitness or with health.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed, and I've noticed this for a while, but actually it kind of came to light this week, and I had family in town. There's a family wedding that was in town, so I had parents, brother, sister-in-law, a lot of people around us over the past couple days. And I'm assuming my parents are going to watch this, so I can say what I want to say. But
Okay.
bold. Bold move. I was very interested into seeing water intake, hydration, and how many people, just general population, general public, don't drink enough water. And one of the things I share with clients or share with people who are looking to make change quickly is what's the first thing you do in the morning? First thing you do in the morning, in the sense of you wake up, you use the bathroom, you brush your teeth, whatever else it is you do. And then in the first 20 minutes, first 10 minutes, first 5 minutes, I always recommend to people drink water. And my personal thing is I have a blender bottle. I drink 20 ounces of water, and then I take a couple supplements in the morning, fish oil and a few other things. But drinking water is so important because you're spending, depending on how long you sleep, hopefully 8 hours plus.
Yeah.
I don't know, how long do you sleep?
Well, I have a 6-month-old, so variable, but I do try for an 8-hour opportunity.
Yes, so 8 or more hours. If you get that, you're dehydrating your body for 8 hours. You're literally your body, the water you consumed the day before is keeping your body hydrated while you sleep, so you're being dehydrated. And if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is drink coffee, you're just dehydrating your body even further. So waking up in the morning and drinking water, it right away gets your digestive system moving. So now you're getting that up and going. You're also then hydrating your muscles, and so everything's starting to feel a little bit more loose in that perspective and not as tight. And you're also starting a good habit for the rest of the day, because technically, how many ounces of water should you drink per person? I know that it's up in the air, but what's a general guide?
I usually tell people 80 to 100 is awesome. Work towards that. And that's huge for someone who's drinking 8 ounces of water a day.
For sure. And an old school philosophy was always half of your body weight in ounces, which I know that's, some people have some very strong thoughts. Yeah. I think that's a good area to start, but 80 to 100 ounces. But that's, blender bottles are about 20 ounces. That's 4 to 5 blender bottles throughout the day. I do
my Stanley boy. He's 40 ounces. And
those are important as well.
I only have to fill it up once. It's amazing.
But you'd be shocked of how many people are drinking coffee and then going straight into Mountain Dew, going straight into drinking a beer in the afternoon or evening, or having drinks in the afternoon or evening, but and not having water within that whole entire system is just blows my mind. Yeah. And so that's the number one thing I share with people is just start drinking water first thing in the morning, and then from there we can then build in some supplements. From there we can talk about how much more water to drink throughout the day, but hydration is the first thing I want to share with people.
Yeah. I will say that's something that I was not good at in my college years. I used to wake up and drink a pot of coffee and would notice myself getting so jittery. Yeah. And when I started drinking water first, I found 1, I probably wasn't drinking as much coffee anymore, and 2, I didn't have the same anxious feeling afterwards. I also notice when I start my day with water, I end up noticing that I'm thirsty later on, versus when I don't drink water in the morning, it'll be 3 o'clock, I'm oh, I haven't had any water today.
Well, and you talked about that jitteriness, especially that caffeine. I'll get that sometimes, and what's the first thing? Or I'll start to get a headache and feel that dehydration headache coming on. And as soon as you start to drink water, you're diluting that caffeine. Yeah. You're diluting, all of that stuff you put in your body, which is exactly what we want to do. We want to be on the more water side than we want to be on the heavy Mountain Dew, heavy caffeine side of things. So it's so important to get that started right away from the first thing in the morning. And it's just going to be super helpful. And then obviously summertime a little bit more than you may need in the winter time, just depending on the time of year.
Yeah. What I love about that tip is it's similar to mine in that you don't need to do a lot to make it happen. Everyone's probably got a cup and hopefully access to clean drinking water.
So today, 2 biggest takeaways.
Get moving.
Get moving. Drink more water. Specifically, drink more water starting in the morning, and just get hydrated right away. Recommendations, 80 to 100 ounces, half your body weight. Somewhere within that range, just start somewhere. And it's going to start you in better habits, better cycles.
Then you're on your way.
Love
Beautiful. All right, that's all we got today. 3, 2, 1, time.